a few events coming up. A lot of the exciting ones are actually already sold out. So that's actually great considering. But there's I know that DJ Cascade is coming, again, sold out, but who knows, tickets could open up, you never know what happens.
So we're talking with Jena Braziel. She's the well, I guess first we should list, what do you do at Meow Wolf?
Yeah, so I'm the marketing coordinator.
Jenna's the marketing coordinator for Meow Wolf, and of course, as a frequent guest of the show, as the submissions coordinator for the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival, and all around delight and breath of fresh air. I've really admired your work for a long time, and I'm honored to have had so many chances to work with you so many times. We'll be right back with more with Jena Braziel. We're back. We're talking with Jena Braziel from the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival. She's the submissions coordinator, and she's got a call for entries for March 4th. You can go to santafe.film and enter a film. And I also want to remind you guys once again that you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Film Talk Radio. And if you leave a comment, we'll do our best to reply to you. So Jena, have you been, I know we're talking Film Fest, we're talking Meow Wolf, but I mean, is there anything you've been watching lately? It doesn't have to be a movie. It could be a television show that you've found interesting or you thought you might want to mention on the show.
Yeah, I actually recently completely binged the show, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window with Kristen Bell.
Oh man, oh perfect.
Have you seen that yet?
No, but I been reading Laura Jane's Facebook comments, the hairdresser Laura Jane Rivera.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Definitely a dark comedy satire in regards to crime, those thriller TV shows. It's definitely a must watch. Very psychological in that way too.
And tell our audience more, because it's brand new. It's totally weird. It's camp, but you're not sure it's camp at the beginning. That's kind of what I'm gathering so far.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's Kristen Bell kind of plays a hopeless old housewife who's went through a divorce, and she witnesses a murder across the street, and no one believes her because she's an alcoholic and takes drugs.
And remind me who Kristen Bell is.
Yeah, so Kristen Bell, she has been in a few things. She was in The Good Place. She was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, as well as she voiced oh goodness, what character is it?
The Good Place. No, I know who you mean now. She is
The
very
Good Place.
Funny.
Yeah, blonde
hair.
Yeah,
she's the blonde. She's the one who's not the woman with two names. What's her? Jamila? Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah, Camila. I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
she's fantastic.
She's I really like her. She's funny. She's a great actress. And she's married to a comedian too. Who's she married to? She's married to I'm not gonna remember. It'll come to me one day.
So this is from Laura Jane Rivera's Facebook. I have no words for this show, ? What did I just watch? Many crying faces, or about 3 crying faces, followed by about 8 laughing faces that are also crying. And she goes on to say, dude, I have no words. LOL. I don't think you could explain this if you tried. And then she says, I liked it though. I must I'm just like, what did I just watch? And then her friend replies to her and says, yes, me too. I was thrown a bit. I've always felt like the acting was just off, like some weird lower budget film or something. It's way peculiar. And then somebody else says, I totally didn't expect that. And there's some other people who chime in. Let's see if Laura has any final words. Laura Jane. The woman in the house across the street from the window.
From the girl in the window.
From the girl in the window.
Yeah, and she's married to Dax Shepard.
And oh wow. And he's the guy from Idiocracy, and he was on like an MTV show prior to that.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's very funny. The famed, I don't know if I can say his name in Idiocracy on the radio, even though it is in Spanish. Cool. Well, I'm so glad you watched that, and it's weird, it's strange. I'm looking forward to it myself just to see what it's all about. But it sounds like you were able to get wrapped up in it.
Oh, I like couldn't stop, even though it was kind of the same response that Laura Jane had. It's kind of like, what am I watching? Is it good? I don't know, but I have to keep going.
Now, what's that reality show that you're into about the kids who work on the cruise ships?
Oh, Below Deck.
Tell us about what that is. I've only seen it once, but I enjoyed it.
It's about the crew that works on super yachts that people rent out for, it's like 50,000 a night, and they can have up to, I think, like 8 guests or something. It depends on the ship. And there's the interior crew, so that's the people who, there's the chef, and then there's like the chief stewardess who make the beds and bring you food, and they take care of you. And then there's the deck crew who cleans and sets up all the toys, and it's super interesting. It's such a dumb show, but it's like another show that you just can't stop watching.
Well, it is kind of like the real world, right? The kids who work on these yachts party together and become friends and lovers.
After each charter, they all go out, and there's flings, there's drama. The last season just ended, so we're waiting for the reunion to really see them hash it out. Yeah. And I actually have a new reality show that I like.
Oh, what's that?
It's called Bling Empire. It's like Crazy Rich Asians, but in real life.
Oh, wow.
It's insane, actually.
Is it in Singapore, like Crazy Rich Asians? Where does it take place?
It takes place in California, but they all are from, like one of the guys, his family owns like the malls in Singapore. A woman, her husband is like 25th generation to like a dynasty.
God, that's wild. I was going to kind of change the subject to another reality show, but I guess tell us a little bit more if you can. These are young kids mostly, and it's called Bling
Empire.
Bling Empire.
There's like one older woman, and then they're mostly really like probably our age. And then there's one guy who doesn't come from money. He's just like friends with all of them.
I'm flattered that you see you and me as the same age, Jena, our age. So I'm just going to say thanks. And another reality show that I caught a little bit of was 20 something in Austin.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, well, mark that on your list. I maybe made it through an episode or 2 or 3, one at a hotel and then another at home. And then I think I stopped watching or paying attention. But this friend of mine, she was just crazy about it. So I got to hear a lot about who the characters were and, which ones were cute and which ones were butt. And
all that reality is about, reality shows.
Yeah, so I may be butchering the title a bit, but I think it's something to the effect of 20 something.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think, isn't it Tim Dillon's favorite show?
I think Tim Dillon did some hilarious bit about
Yeah,
it or
I
joke
think
about it.
it's officially now his favorite show.
I think that was the way I had heard about it initially too. Like the way I find out about most things is on the Tim Dillon show.
Yeah.
So we've got about a minute left. We're talking with Jena Braziel from the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival. She's the submissions coordinator, and she's got her call for entries with a deadline coming up March 4th. We did kind of a little segment where we mostly talked about reality TV this bit, which I'm fine with.
You have to disconnect yourself sometimes.
Yeah, and there are some moments that are dramatic or are funny. It can certainly have its moments. Of course, it's the antithesis of what I love, which is big sets being built and wonderful writing being related by actors. But I mean, I can certainly enjoy something like 20 something in Austin, or remind me the name of the show about the cruise ship, Upper Deck?
Below Deck.
Below Deck.
Yeah.
We're talking with Jena Braziel, and we'll be right back with more. She's from the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival. Got it. We're back, and we're talking with Jena Braziel, the brilliant and talented submissions coordinator from the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival. She's also the marketing coordinator for Meow Wolf, the world smash hit art collective here in Santa Fe on Rufina. Now, Jena, you've got your early deadline coming up. You've got your final deadline in July. Do you want to maybe appeal to the local filmmakers to get their movies done in time? And I mean, I think the festival offers so much for filmmakers living and working in Santa Fe in particular, but also in Las Cruces, Albuquerque.
Yeah. So for local filmmakers, we are currently offering 30% off. So it's a great opportunity to submit your film to us, as well as students, where we love getting local student submissions throughout New Mexico. It does not have to just be in Santa Fe. And we do offer free submissions for that. So right now is a great opportunity to get your films completed and submit them. We do have that opportunity for students up until May. So make sure that you get those into us by May.
So Jena, if I'm a local filmmaker, I mean, I am a local filmmaker, but if I were one and I had a film I wanted to enter in the festival, what would I do? I wanted to get that 30% off. So how do I do that?
Yeah. So you just write me, actually. It's Jena at santafeindependent.com. And it's Jena, Jena, not two N's. Just you can also write contact as well. I'll make sure to get that email and write back.
That's so nice. And thank you for all the wonderful work you do. I know you've been with the fest for more than a decade. You've seen it from a small event that was kind of a motley crew of young people who were from the area coming together to make film in Santa Fe spectacular. And and then you've seen, the parties that HBO's thrown us, the sold out screenings at the Lensic with hundreds and hundreds of film goers. You've seen us award George R.R. Martin and Jenna Rollins, and then seen him present the award to Jenna Rollins and then present it to Wes Studi. Are there any friends that you want to shout out from along the way, or any stories about some cool people that you've met?
Yeah, actually, I want to shout out to a fellow coworker, Stephanie Love. She has continued to support me while I've been extremely busy with opening Denver with Meow Wolf, and I really appreciate all of her help that she gave me last year, and I'm sure it will continue this year. So I just had to give her a shout out, as well as Liesette Paisner, because she is
Liesette Bailey.
Oh, sorry, Liesette Bailey. Paisner Bailey.
I say, where are the Baileys? And whether it's her brother Raul or whoever it is, they say, who are the Baileys? I go, oh, come on, they're the Baileys.
Anyways, if I wouldn't be involved really with the fest if it wasn't for her first hiring me on as an intern, and she's really made the film festival into something spectacular.
Where did you and Liesette first meet?
We actually first met in 7th grade at Philos School. And we, went to each other's birthday parties, and I went to her parents' house and watched The Shining for the first time ever. And yeah, so we've known each other.
You guys had a relationship based on the movies from the start.
Yeah, definitely. It was, we had a falling out and got reconnected with the film festival, and we're inseparable.
That's so nice. I mean, I've really enjoyed seeing what close friends you guys are and how sweet you are to each other. When you were together at Art House Convergence at Sundance, I thought that was an exciting time. And to see that kind of both of you representing Santa Fe in such a positive light, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Now, I guess we should maybe talk a little bit more about Meow Wolf, which is your other job. And we talked about Denver. We talked about the Las Vegas Omega Mart. Are there new ones that we can expect? Are you guys still expanding into other cities? Are you not allowed to say?
Currently, there's nothing in the works, but I mean, you never know, really. We always want to bring, art around the world, and we want to bring more art to locals too. I mean, there's definitely a few opportunities coming up. So yeah. If you're at South by Southwest, I strongly encourage you to come to our activation. It's with a sound company called Spatial, and it's the 11th through the 13th.
So if you're listening to this, all our friends in Texas, make sure to make it out to the Meow Wolf exhibit at South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. Now, I mean, there was a time when, let's see, I mean, I guess before in 2019, I mean, it seemed like the fest just took over the entire city. I mean, I remember I was at Violet Crown, and there was two older customers fighting over a seat at a Buddhist film, and the cops had to be called. And then I left and I went over to CCA, and the cops were there because two cars in the parking lot had backed into each other. And then at the Lensic later that day, this is like all on a Saturday or something. Lensic later that day, somebody has like a breakdown, and like a nervous breakdown or something like that, and the police have to be called over it. And then at Jean Cocteau, somebody slipped and fell running to a movie, and so the police and the ambulance were there. I mean, it was quite a day, and I mean, I think we really kind of figured out what the capacity of our little town was that year. Is there anything you remember from the 2019 fest and the 2021 fest, when we were coming back in person after doing the year at the drive-in? How do you feel like that compared to 2019? Was it different? Was the excitement different?
Yeah. I mean, it became very strange. I can't deny that. having a film festival go to become all virtual and do a few movies at a drive-in was just like a whole nother world. And then last year with the film festival, it was still different, but the excitement was coming back. It felt good to be back. It felt good to be in person for that film festival. And I think things are starting to get back to normal in that sense. I can't wait for this year because I feel like we'll finally be able to really, really shine again. Not that this last year we didn't. It's just it was
Yeah,
hard to come back to like being social.
well, I mean, I think it was, certainly not quite the size of the 2019 fest because of the, certain capacity limits and that type of thing. But I was really proud of the program and how good the movies were. I thought even compared to previous years, there were more chances to see films that were, hot off their New York, US premiere, or um, films that were just so critically acclaimed. And so, and also Oliver Stone. I mean, he's in a lot of ways the biggest guest that we've ever had.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I was pretty pleased in ways that I wasn't able to be pleased in 2019. But yeah, I think I see 2022 in October as it really coming back to what it was in 2018, 2019, and
Yeah,
before.
I agree. I mean, I think it was kind of nice because in 2021, people were excited to have their films play in theaters again. So the excitement was definitely alive, and it was so nice to see compared to 2020 and to kind of remember how it was.
Jenna, this was a wonderful show. Thank you so much for coming on. I'd love to have you on more often. You're so easy to talk to, and you got so many interesting things to say. So this was Jenna Braziel, and we'll see you all next week.
Thanks.